Hello and welcome to Play Talk Repeat. I'm Oliver and I'm joined by Niall, Alex, and Lewis.
Hello.
Hello.
So it's time for our special Secret Santa video game book club. So last month we each picked a game specifically for one other person in the group, and now we're all going to review them. So we're going to start off with Lewis and his review of Doom, which I got him. Here's with
He
Lewis.
did. He did get me Doom, and what a good choice it was. Doom 2016. Just to clarify, I'm talking about the 2016 one. In this review, um, is a game that I've wanted to play for quite a while now. Is there a reason why I haven't played it other than like pure procrastination? No. But obviously now I've been given the opportunity to, or basically forced to. Um, and I had a really good time. I played it on Steam, or on PC, so like it ran incredibly well. It looked good, it felt good, and pretty much everything about it was a good time. Um, Before I talk about it a bit more, I guess the score I gave it is an 8. I genuinely think the game is just sort of fantastic through and through. I do have like a couple of complaints.
Oh,
Um, Nothing like super bad or anything. It's more just to do with the game's difficulty, in some portions, and just like some things feeling kind of underwhelming. Um, but in terms of like gameplay, like music, sound design, all of that, I thought the game was sort of spectacular. And I was expecting it to have aged a little bit, considering it's like what, like 8 years old now, like coming on
yeah.
9. Um,
Mad.
so I was expecting it to have aged a little bit, but surprisingly, it's held up incredibly well. Um, and I just thought it was a really good time. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's only about, I think it ended up taking about 7 hours, like
Yeah.
all in all, to like do all of it. It doesn't overstay its welcome at all. It's just sort of, it's just really good, and I'm very happy that I was finally forced to play it, because honestly, I don't know when I would have got around to it otherwise. Um, but yeah, this was sort of the perfect scenario to play it, and I'm excited to play the future ones as well. Well, that being Doom Eternal. I know what's the new one called? Doom.
The Old Gods or something. I can't remember. It's
Yeah,
something
oh
like
yeah,
that.
something like that. And I'll be excited to play that whenever that drops as well. So yeah, it's all good stuff, really. Um, I think one of the before I talk about like anything else that's good, I think one of the worst things about the game for me, which I don't know if is fixed in what's it called, Doom Eternal, is pretty much every boss fight was just not pointless, but incredibly underwhelming and just not really anything to care about. Um, each and every single boss fight, when it happened, I was expecting this big, massive, just sort of set piece where you were gonna like sort of pound down on a monster for a while, and it was gonna like feel really rewarding, like the entire fight and actually beating it. And that, but anytime a boss did happen, it was sort of over within like a minute or so.
Yeah.
And it didn't really stick with me in any way. Like design wise and stuff, just like every monster in the game, cool. But outside of that, I couldn't really say which boss was better than the other, because they all sort of just blend together. As in, they all sort of blend together with regular enemies, to be fair. Um, and yeah, I hope in Eternal that all sort of gets spruced up a bit, because it was probably one of the worst parts about it for me, just because at the end of each level, or just every couple levels, I was expecting some big spectacle, and I felt like I never really got that. So it just sort of felt like I was being blueballed a lot.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I didn't like, um, is the story, which I don't think anyone's really going to be shocked about. I don't think anyone plays Doom for the story. I'm honestly more surprised they tried to include a story in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah,
place.
yeah. It's good that they're putting it in the first place.
Um, like the fact that it's there, it does not harm anything. Like it's
Yeah,
fine, but it very much is just uninteresting and uninspired. Like it's just not anything like interesting remotely. But luckily that's made up for with just how good the gameplay is, to be honest. Um, like that's arguably the most important part, and I think they absolutely nailed that, which is what I assume Doom Eternal follows in its footsteps. I would hope. I assume it's basically just more Doom, but just better.
yeah,
Just Doom with more things to do, more power ups, more guns, just more stuff like that. Um, which obviously is a really good thing. But yeah, Doom. Um, I don't know really. I'm like I said, I'm annoyed I didn't play it sooner. It's one of those things where I always knew the game was good. Like I'm sure you've all got stuff like that where you just know something is going to be a good time, but for some reason every fiber of your being is just like I'll save it till later. Um, which I do quite a bit with games, but this is one that was like super on my radar. Um, I don't know. I don't know what else to say really.
You got a
Just
score, I guess.
no, yeah,
You
I mean, yeah,
you already said 8 out
yeah,
of 10.
I gave it an 8
He
right at the
must just
start.
slip them in because I genuinely cannot hear him when he says it.
It was
Yes.
up
8
right.
out of 10. Cracking, that's
It was
good,
up.
yeah.
It was
It
up
rolls
right
off
at
the
start.
tongue.
Yeah. So to address a couple of your concerns, so the bosses, I've got to agree with you there because I can't remember a single boss from either game
No.
at all.
Oh,
No,
from
yeah,
either
same.
game.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
right.
the two games are very very similar. Like so, Doom and Eternal.
Yeah.
I think the biggest differences in Eternal is so you get a bit more like the story is better. You get a bit more Doom guy lore, and he suddenly becomes like this kind of godlike being kind of thing. And I think it's mostly set in hell.
Oh, really? Honestly, I kind of like that more a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the kind of like obviously the factory in Doom or the facility is taken over, so it is very hellish.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
hell itself is just a better place. But yeah,
Hell is a better place.
hell
all over
it's
2024.
it's a better place for a game to be set anyway. Definitely.
I mean, yeah, the game gets much more interesting in the first place when you do go to hell for the first time, anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
That
You
being
get a
the-
sword in Eternal as well, so it's just a good time.
I liked an Eternal where you went to Earth. I thought that was really interesting.
I can't remember going to Earth in Eternal.
I don't. The problem with like Doom is I don't remember like any of like the environments. I just remember red.
Yeah. You just remember it's good. This is the thing. You just remember.
Yeah, I
had a good
Doom
time.
was a fucking great time, but you can't remember
Yeah,
fuck all about it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for not remembering anything. Like I said, it's the game is great. The gameplay is great. It does everything very well. But certain things just aren't overly relevant. It's sort of like an in the moment thing, and you take it as it comes. Post finishing it, obviously, like Oliver just said, you remember it's a good game. But like trying to like talk about anything specific in detail, it sort of gets lost on you, because it all sort of comes and goes so fast, especially with the gameplay style of Doom, because it is very quick.
Yeah.
You're constantly moving on to the next thing, grabbing the next thing, killing the next thing. You don't really have time to sort of take things in.
Very meathead game.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, purely.
And,
Like it is the meathead game.
And Doom guy, like for a character that doesn't speak or doesn't really do it, like you can't really see. He's just the best. Like, cause I played the opening again to get the footage for the thing, and the opening is absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Where he's like ripping himself off the table, and then the game tries to give you some story, and Doom guy just pushes it out the way. He's like,
Yeah,
no,
he pushes it out the way. Yeah.
I just don't care at all. He wants to kill demons. That's what what he wants to do.
Yeah, and the game sets that up really well. Even just like playing the music when you're going down the elevator for the first time, going down the lift. It's just a very very good time, and the game knows what it wants to be.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It doesn't try to hide what it wants to be. It just wants to be a fast-paced, kill things, not give a shit type of game, which it very much is. Which is why I said it's like it's fine that they included a story. They had to. I feel like most modern games have to have one.
Yeah.
It's just sort of the way things work, but it very much just didn't need one. You could have just had that game be level based and have no story whatsoever, and it would have been fine. It would have been completely a-okay. But like I said, that doesn't necessarily hurt the game. It's why I still rated the game an 8. Like I didn't think the story mode was so like abysmally bad that like I had to rate it like a 6. I just don't really think anything of it or really count it towards scoring it. Honestly, it's just sort of there.
No,
it's just sort of a byproduct of it.
I get you. Well, hopefully, we'll. This is dating the video because this is pre-Game Awards where we're recording this, but hopefully we'll see something of it at the Game Awards, the new one.
Hopefully, yeah. That's because we haven't seen it since
a while. It's supposed to be next year, so
yeah.
Hopefully.
We'll
anyway, we shall move on to Niall. Niall got Pikmin as given to him by Alex. So here's with it now.
Did indeed.
I bloody well did as well. What I'll say off the bat is that Pikmin is one of the most interesting games I've ever played, which I didn't think it would be from looking at it. For people who don't know what it is, to break it down, is a resource management collectathon. You need to get 30 parts in 30 days. in order to rebuild your ship and leave the planet you crash landed on. And in order to get these parts, you need to manage your Pikmin, which are your resources, because they carry the parts to the ship, which is pretty much a synopsis of it. Highlight of me for me, which is a weird one because pretty much everything which I say in terms of like a positive for this game is also due to a negative, which is odd. But the main positive for me was actually managing the Pikmin themselves. The AI for the time, I'm sure, was incredible, but nowadays is the most annoying thing in the world. It's not the worst AI I've seen even from modern games. Like there's still some like interesting micro behaviors which are going to happen, like Pikmin falling over or them going off doing random things, which can be frustrating, but it's interesting that it's there. But what it does is that it makes even the most simplest parts that you need to collect for your ship a massive challenge. And whenever you actually get a ship part, not part ship, from one part of the map to your ship, it feels amazing, like for all 30 of them. And it's down partly to the how bad the AI is, but also it's because the AI is bad, but it's consistent. So throughout the game, because I ended up playing this for about 11 hours, you get better and better understanding them and being able to anticipate what they do and know what they're good at, what they're bad at. And so by the end of the game, like a challenge which would have seemed impossible at the start was now very easy for me to do. And that was incredibly rewarding as well, actually figuring out how to use these terribly AI'd Pikmin to do what I wanted them to do. And that's the thing, the game was just incredibly rewarding, but it was also down to the fact that it hasn't aged the best. What I did do is I gave Pikmin a 7 out of 10, but also saying that I'm incredibly excited to play the rest of the series. There aren't too many games where if it's the first in the series and I give it a 7 out of 10, that I'll be like chomping at the bit to play the next one. But with Pikmin especially, I am. The reason why it's not higher is just down to the fact that it's an old game that was incredibly ambitious for the time. So there was a lot of decisions made that would have been insane to make today. Camera controls being really weird, the Pikmin making you want to die sometimes, and then some of the puzzles that the game asked you to solve are just simply impossible to do without a guide. So there's a lot of friction, and I probably wouldn't have actually finished the game if Oliver and Alex weren't watching me the entire time as I was streaming it and helping me. But yeah, that's Pikmin for me.
Grand.
What was your what was your
did he say
favorite level,
seven?
Niall?
Oh, he said 7.
Yeah, he said 7.
Seven.
Oliver, do you just not listen?
I was listening. I heard him say it, and then I forgot that he said it. Sorry. Now go. Favorite level.
Well, that's the thing. They were all good apart from the forest naval.
Forest Naval. Yeah, that's the worst level.
Yeah, because literally all the other levels were fine. They were pretty much the same. I didn't really. I mean, yeah, I think the one after the forest naval just gave us such a breath of fresh air. I was getting ready to go into an even more difficult time, and then it was just like pretty chill. Like the frogs are a bit of a nightmare, and the guy that blows away your flowers are a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, it was just fun on board.
Can I ask something about not about the GameCube version? Does the Wii version or the Switch version rectify any of the issues Niall has with the AI, or is it the exact same game?
With the AI, I'd say no, but it changes a few things to make it a lot easier. For example, the biggest one is in the GameCube version, you cannot choose which Pikmin you're going to throw. You have to separate them, then pick them up. Whereas in the Wii and Pikmin 2 and the Wii and Switch version of Pikmin 1, you can switch which Pikmin you're going to throw, which makes a lot of things, including the final boss fight, a hell of a lot easier.
Right.
And you can also use the pointer to like actually throw Pikmin in certain directions rather than just directly in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because you have free control over because you just use the pointer rather than just the little reticle that's on the floor, which is just always in front of you.
Yeah, which is good. They learned the lessons from the first one definitely, and then they rectified the first one in later releases, which is really good.
Yeah, that's the thing. The controls in this game is the thing which ages it the most. Like, if it had there's a lot of other elements of the game which would be great if it came out like today. I mean, which is probably the same for Pikmin 4, like the same elements in the game. They haven't probably changed it very much. But yeah, also the music was banging as well.
Yeah,
Music top tier.
Nintendo game, man.
Nintendo.
They always
Yeah.
are. So yeah, it might be a good idea to do a Pikmin retrospective at some point.
Maybe.
Since you've already played the first
Yeah.
one. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're all bangers. They are all
Bangers.
bangers. Even the
Banger,
7 out
banger.
of 10 first one.
Yeah.
Anyone got anything more to say about Pikmin before we move on? No? Cool.
No.
Nope.
Alright, so we'll move on to me then. So I got given Klonoa. I can't remember the full name of the collection. What is it?
Fantasy Reverie.
Fantasy Reverie something. So I'll preface this by saying I played the first one. I played Daughter Phantomile. Right, I'll get my notes up. Right, so Lewis,
Yes.
I really wanted to like this, mate. I really, really did.
Oh no.
If like for no other reason, just to have like a Secret Santa with 4 certified bangers. Like obviously we haven't had Alex yet, so we don't know what he thought of Control.
That's
But
true.
but this isn't a banger, man. It's just not. It's like a
That's
Kirby. It's like a
shocking.
Kirby
Yes,
game,
Kirby.
but it's a
Yeah.
significantly worse Kirby game.
Why is it worse?
Because Kirby has variety, it has something, you know what I mean? It's just not the same attack over and over. Kirby can swallow enemies, and I get different attacks, so you just crazy. But no, in this you just pick up enemies and you fucking throw them.
Yeah,
That's
you
it. That's
throw
the
'em,
entire
yeah.
game, and it's just
But
I don't
It's a
know.
side scroller.
It is a side scroller, right? So, and honestly, I do massively appreciate the thought Oliver likes side scrollers. He likes 2D platformers, but if you like, you could just ask me one question. It's like, do you like 2.5D platforms? And I would have told you. Lewis, no, I don't at all.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I do not like 2.5D platforms. I don't think anyone's ever done it right at all.
Not even Kirby.
Not Kirby's fine, but the 2.5D I like the 3D Kirby like on Switch, but all like let's say Star Allies and Return to Dreamland, they're all a bit shit, but they're not as shit as this, which is a 4 out of 10. So I made a big old list of my thoughts. So I'll just go through them.
Right, hang on a minute.
Anyway.
You like this more than Jason? Sorry, you like Jason more than this?
It's less. Jason is less offensive to me. Believe it or not. Because
I've not played the game, so I can't comment.
Yeah, it's right. So first of all, the music, fantastic, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. The way it looks, great. It's great. But I took your guys' criticisms into account with my scoring system and said, right, if it's really that bad in terms of everything else, then I need to give it less than a 5. So I did. Right.
Yes, okay.
So first of all, right. So some of the level layouts are very confusing. They try to have this 2-path thing, but it's one of those 2-path things where if you go and collect a collectible on one of them, you need to go back and go down the other one to get the other collectible, and it just makes some of the level layouts very, very confusing. Okay,
Right.
I like that you use enemies to double jump. That's cool. It's something that hasn't been done before. That's fine, but it's nothing to write home about. The platforming, the thing with a good platformer, it needs to be all about precision and the consistency in the precision of your jumps. The precision in this game is all over the place. It's like sometimes like you need to jump on a platform that big and you can do it every time and all that stuff, but sometimes you need to jump on a platform that big and you just drop off the fucking end of it for no reason at all. The hitboxes on the actual platformings are all over the place. It breaks a lot of rules for what make a good platformer. And the wind bullets as well. The other things where you actually shoot out to get enemies, they can be really finicky. Like sometimes they just don't
I
grab
would
what
have
they
thought a
need.
lot of that would be fixed in the remake because I told you I didn't play the remake. I've
Yeah.
only played the original one.
I'm telling
and I
you,
would have thought
I'm
it
telling
would've
you now,
spruced up
nothing has been fixed in this at all. This is a visual upgrade. It feels exactly like a PS1 game we would expect to feel.
Right.
The
okay.
story is fine. It's fine, but the way it's delivered is so incredibly tedious. So because you've got so basically it's just there's no voice acting. It's just like noises and stuff like that, which is fine, and the dialogue appears at the bottom. But you can either fast forward the dialogue, or you can skip the entire cutscene altogether. You cannot skip each individual bit of dialogue, which every game I've ever played that has those in allows you to do. So you've either got to press fast forward and risk just missing the dialogue completely, because there's no consistency on how long these little word bubbles appear for, or you sit there and just wait for each one to go. And sometimes it can be like someone will say yes, and it'll just sit there for a solid 10 seconds. You know what I mean? I didn't like it at all. That bit it was very, and it's just stuff like that that just made me I think I want to get to the end of this game. Like, I really just want to get to the end of it.
I'm surprised you didn't like the story. I thought the story was quite sad when I played it the first time.
Well, it's quite funny when his granddad dies. Like, I burst out laughing.
Like, I don't want to. Obviously, yeah, I don't want to spoil exactly what happens in the end in case anyone ever plays it. But like, I thought for a PS1 game, and a 2.5D side scroll, the story's quite. It's a bit depressing, to be honest.
It can be, but because these characters are also, it's like a fucking, I don't know what, it's like a dog with big ears, you know what I mean?
I don't
It's
actually.
cartoon. I can't take it seriously.
I don't know what it is, to be honest.
No,
Actually,
it's just a Klonoa in it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I will say the later levels, especially the way they look and like the last boss fight and stuff, they are really good. Like, I actually started to enjoy myself towards the end of the game, but by that point.
Not that you're gonna play it or that I've played it, but I have heard everyone say that the second one is better than the first one, and it fixes a lot of problems the first one has. So if you ever do get the urge, apparently the second one is a lot better.
Yeah. I'm gonna
but
say it right now, Lewis. That's not gonna happen.
I can just tell by his face. He's just like,
yeah, he might get an itch one day. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But nah, it was not the worst like one of the Secret Santas I've ever had, and it came from the right place, so I appreciate it. But 4 out of 10.
That's good at least.
Yeah.
4 out of 10. It's the fact that Alex said you like it better than Jason, and that's upset me a bit.
Yeah, so it's like I said, Juicon, like it looked good and it sounded good and it played good. It was boring, but it played good. Like it was, there was nothing like, because I know you guys had like bugs with it. I never did, and everything worked fine for me. So it's just what makes the difference there is just that there was just some consistency issues with the actual platforming.
Yeah, that's fair.
Good. I'm glad you think so. Anyway, we'll move on to Alex, who was given control by Niall.
Hello. That's me.
hello.
We're gonna have 3 minutes at least.
Right, so Control. What the fuck was Control?
What the fuck was it?
That was like a fucking mind fuck and a half, right? I think I played it for like 8 hours straight. I don't know what to even say. Like, I had a good time with it, but I was reading some like parts of like the story and stuff, but I feel like I missed a load just from like I didn't find like a lot of like the like the files and stuff. I just feel like I need to watch like a full like documentary on this game because I feel like I've missed like a load of like information because a lot of it does not make sense in my head.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
Yeah, I couldn't even like describe like the story. Like I really enjoyed like the gameplay and stuff. Like the gunplay was fun. Like I really enjoyed like the combat, like getting like all the different upgrades and stuff. But like the story has just like blown my mind. I just don't understand what even happened. Especially towards the end, like when you get to like the Polaris, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, the further I got through the game, I struggled. I really started struggling.
I was like,
going on.
because I was like, these three are like proper like advocates for this game. Like they're proper like, yeah, the story is amazing. And I'm literally just sat there. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on.
What did you think of the ending?
Yeah, that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you say, Niall?
What did you think of the ending? That's what I want to know.
Right, the ending just really confused me because I got the fake credits, and then
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then it was. And and then the credits just appeared again out of nowhere, and I was just like, I don't understand how.
The end is incredibly abrupt.
Yeah, it was
like
so abrupt out of nowhere. Like I was just in an office collecting coffee cups, and then all of a sudden, the game ends.
That's what I thought. I thought that was the ending was probably the most disappointing part about the game for me when I played it. Is that because the whole build up was like, trying to find the brother, like that's the whole thing, and then you sort of just find him.
Yeah.
He's just chilling in a box.
Yeah. And then it's over. Yeah, I'm glad. What did you give it, rating wise?
Oh, I gave it 7 out of 10.
Very good. So it's just
Yeah.
Lewis which fucked up this one.
Fucks
Isn't
it up, yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Sorry, there's always at least one bad one. I've had a bad one for two Secret Santas in a row, so that's be someone.
Yeah, it was you. Yeah,
Yeah, me who
You got
gave
bad
him
one.
anyway.
Oh right.
Yeah. We got anything more to say on Control?
Are you gonna play the DLC?
Not right now. Probably in the future, yeah.
Are
But
you gonna play the
I,
Alan
I,
Wakes?
I think I need to look at like at that documentary or something like someone's made on
I
YouTube.
legit think, and this is purely because I did the same. I read, like, I don't even know how many words. It was probably like a couple thousand words analysis on the ending. And I still don't get it.
Yeah,
it's I
mental.
don't know. Like, obviously, watching them will help, and obviously, based on how much you read in game, will help you piece together things a bit better. But I genuinely feel like half the point of the game is just you're not really meant to know what's going on. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. One of my
Um,
favorite parts was the maze where
Yeah.
you got the headphones on and you just start blasting people and you like the rock music's playing. You just like I feel so fucking powerful right now.
Yeah,
So
the very
yeah,
Remedy are very good at doing that.
So do you know the lore behind that music?
No.
So that band, Old Gods of Asgard, is not a real band. They're the part of the universe, like the
Yeah.
Alan Wake universe.
Oh,
So
right, okay.
and in Alan Wake 2, you see like a lot of them.
Oh yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
They're relevant in the first Alan Wake as well, but not as much.
Yeah,
They're in it like a little bit.
But that music's great. So ever since I played Control, Take Control, that one's called. That's been on my regular bog standard playlist. It's just a great song.
Well, that's another thing you need to factor in about Control, which is as a standalone game, it's great. But what you need to really like get into of the whole Remedy universe is how impressive it is how all the games interconnect and link together. That's like one of the coolest parts about
I
the
think
whole
that's
experience.
I was gonna say I feel like
Yeah.
I've jumped in halfway through a series with Control. Like obviously you guys know the entire story because you played Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2 and what other games there are. Like there might have been references that I don't have a clue. Like that I've seen. I don't know.
Kind of. There's a lot of references to there's references to Alan Wake, but they're really secret and out of the way.
Yeah, I only found one.
Yeah, and then the main references to Alan Wake are in the DLC, so you're like you're fine on that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Did they announce Control 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
They also announced the
have the
shooter as well.
Have they officially announced Control 2, or is it just?
Yeah. Sam Waite's come out saying how many units they need to sell in order to break even, which is 3 million on Control 2.
That'll do that easily.
It was announced in 2022.
I don't think Alan Wake's reached Alan Wake 2's reached 3 million yet.
I'm more interested in playing Alan Wake 2 than I am playing the Control DLC.
Oh, don't be. Control's better.
I think Alan Wake's got kind of the issue that it's a sequel to like a 15-year-old game or whatever it is, and you sort of have to hop into it as like a brand new thing. And I imagine a lot of people are probably put off by the fact that it's a sequel to a game they haven't played.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2 is fine to play about playing Alan Wake. I played it like that, and the story's set up.
Oh no, yeah, I agree.
Because you play as at the start of the game anyway, not to spoil anything, as not Alan Wake, so everything is brand new to the character anyway. So you feel like everything, you're on the same journey. You know what I mean?
I'd watch a recap video at the very least. Though.
I've
watched like Scratch and stuff like that. You need to know.
No, to be fair, the Scratch stuff. Yeah, you don't. Right? Yeah. So, as someone who actually played the first one, even though I was begged not to, and I didn't want to. It was ass. I hated it. The only thing that is good about that first game is the story. So I think you genuinely could watch a recap, like Oliver said. I don't think you miss out at all by playing the game yourself. The only part I'd maybe recommend playing is the American Nightmare DLC if you're really invested in the lore, because it sets up a lot about a character called Scratch who's really relevant in Alan Wake 2. But if you ever do want to play Alan Wake, I would legit just watch a recap on the first game and then just play Alan Wake 2 and just start from there. because you're not gonna have a good time if you play the first one. Like, I'm sorry if there is any Alan Wake defenders out there, but the game is really bad. The first game is really bad.
Well, there must
even
be
with
because there was the massive call for Alan Wake 2 even before Control
I mean,
came
that
out.
is no, but again, it's the story
Yeah.
is incredible. That's the only part of the game that keeps you going. Is that the story is so good, but the gameplay is the most unenjoyable, awful thing in the world. But then the second game, they do fix the gameplay like entirely. Like, the gameplay is. I mean, I don't. Oliver doesn't agree. I think Alan Wake 2 is better than Resident Evil in terms of just.
yeah,
fucking
100%.
what a ridiculous thing to say now.
It is
No,
no,
it's
it's
not.
no, it
Both
is,
of
no, but
yous.
it is true.
It is.
It's not. The
it
gameplay of Resident Evil 8, you telling me now, seriously, that Alan Wake 2 is better?
Yeah, I think it is better. I don't think it's like like 10 times better.
No, yeah, I
It
wouldn't
is
do it.
better.
I haven't played 8, but like,
No,
I'm
it is, yeah.
better. It does the
But-
gameplay better. It does the setting better. It does the theme better. It's a good scary game. It's
It's
good.
not even comparable. First of all, Resident Evil 8's first
Oh,
person.
he's had enough
Alan
of
Wake
Christmas.
2's
Yeah,
third
Christmas is
person.
Ruined Christmas.
Christmas
Is
is over.
I wouldn't say it's
That was
comparable.
quick as well.
Yeah.
I'd say that if we're to compare it, it would be Alan Wake 2 versus Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Alan Wake 2 is definitely better than Resident Evil 4 Remake in terms of how it controls.
Completely and utterly incorrect in what you're saying. I know everyone's got an opinion, but that is wrong. What you're
That's right.
saying? No, it's completely wrong. Anyway, let's to go over our scores one time. As you'll see by the layout, Christmas is now over.
Ruined.
Over and
Oh,
done with.
I gave Control 7. I'm gonna get out the Christmas jumper.
Control.
I gave Doom an 8.
Yeah.
Alex is just gonna come back without a shirt on.
I gave
It's not even-
Klonoa a 4, and now you gave Pikmin a
7.
A 7.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
The
Right.
average is fuck.
It's time to
Please.
get back to business and get back to a normal video game book club. It's my turn to pick. I have, in the last 10 minutes, made my decision for better or worse between two games.
Oh, I thought you had it. You
Well,
were
you
so
had it-
adamant
you had
that
it
we'd
all.
love
No,
it.
so both of them were going to be bangers, and I'll probably come back to the other one at some point. But I want this one specifically to occur during this month. Fucking, how long does it take to take off a jumper?
I heard the zip at one point.
Maybe got injured.
Maybe he's putting on his bacon.
There it is.
Back.
Oh,
He's
there
back.
it
He was picking a new one.
He's getting his old
Oh.
man back in.
Inside Out.
Right.
Ah,
So,
It's fine.
20 questions for my game for next video game book club. Who would like to go first?
Oh my god.
Okay. 20 questions. Is your game a good game? Is your game did your game release in the past 5 years?
No.
It's an old head game, and by old head I mean between 2010 and 2020 because he had to think about it. So it's probably within 2010 range, I assume.
Okay, I'll write that down. 2010 to 2020. Go on, Alex.
2010. Wait, hang on. Why is it 2010 to 2020?
I said it quite in the past 5 years, and he really had to think about it, which makes you think it was close.
Right. Okay.
I'm not commenting on
Is
that
it
either
on?
way.
Right. Is it on the PS4 generation?
Yes.
There you go.
When did the PS4 come out?
Like
2013.
2013.
So 2013. When did the PS5 come out?
2020. 2020,
Okay,
sorry.
so 2013 to 2020. PS4
Lock it in.
generation. Is it first person?
No.
Not first person.
To be fair, all he said was it's on PS4. He didn't say it's originally on PS4.
It just said PS4.
I said the
generation.
PS4 generation.
It could have been not on PS4 at all.
Oh, wait, that's also true, actually. Yeah, you make a good
I just
point.
don't know what number the PS4 generation is.
Mm.
That's why I just said PS4
Yeah,
generation.
Gen 9 or 10. I think.
Hey.
No. Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Right, go on,
What?
Lewis.
Me. What to say? Does your game contain
Why did you always say contain?
a multiplayer mode?
I'll just double check. I don't think so.
I love that he's still got his fingers up, like he's trying to like.
But it could possibly.
I'm gonna say no.
Not first person, not multiplayer. Alex is go.
Oh, it's me. Is it exclusive to one console?
No.
Not exclusive. Is it on Game Pass?
I don't know, honestly. I can double check for you.
It didn't look.
Well, I would like to know the answer.
Right, one second. I don't think it is.
I'm gonna play it.
I asked you this ages ago whether I was allowed to do this, and you said yes. So
So it'll be under 15 quid then.
I can't tell whether it's on.
Damn it.
Can you just search for it on the Xbox app? Tell me the name, I'll search for it.
Right, one sec. Looks like.
Are you using both your hands yet?
What? No, this is the sixth question, is it? I think it is.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
Right,
you
I can't check, but as far as I know, it is not currently.
Why can't you check? I don't understand.
Because the app isn't fucking letting it do it now. Right,
Wait,
all
you
right.
look on your phone. Just look on the PC one.
No,
Or
because I
Google
can't.
it.
I obviously can't because I've got thick shit up.
Oh yeah.
Right, let's just take Oliver's word for it that it's not on. It isn't on there. Okay.
Right, just
Not on there.
keep asking
Go on,
questions,
Lewis.
and I'll keep trying to look.
Is your game part of a franchise?
No.
So it's a
Haven't
one
got it
and
yet.
done banger.
All right, so is that the seventh question? How many questions you got it?
Yeah,
got
that's
listed, haven't you?
7. That's
Yeah.
7.
7, right?
Right, so one and done banger.
Not on Game Pass, not exclusive, not multiplayer, not first person shooter.
Okay, wait, hang on. Say that again.
Not on Game Pass, not exclusive, not multiplayer, and not first person shooter.
Okay.
So one and done
Sorry,
banger.
it is on Game Pass. It is on Game Pass currently.
Finally.
Right,
There we go.
found
Right, okay, so it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
On Game Pass.
Doesn't help me because I don't look at Game Pass every day.
that's good.
Um, is it an action game?
I'm gonna.
Is that one of its genres?
I'm gonna look at the official genres for it.
That'll be good.
It is not listed as an action game.
Okay.
Not an action game. Oh, it's bloody me now. So is it a platformer?
Yes.
It's
Platformer.
Platformer that came out. What the fuck? On Game Pass. I need to try and pin this down more somehow.
we could go
Um,
for art style.
Oh,
No, because
yeah.
all platformers are they're not gonna be realistic.
Yeah, then I go. That'd be cool. If the realistic platformer. My question is gonna be. Does your game contain
Insane.
a I can't say
Anthropomorphic.
That was gonna be
Character.
my question.
Does your game contain an anthropomorphic main character?
I do not believe so. No.
Okay.
That is 10.
No.
So
Okay.
probably human or alien. Main character.
A one and done banger.
What's a platformer?
Did this game score above 80 on Metacritic?
I'd be fucking very surprised if it didn't. Yes, it did.
Above 80 on
So it was a very well received platform.
Is it also a puzzle game? So a puzzle platformer.
It's not listed as one.
Oh, okay. Oh, puzzle platformer.
No.
Probably not a collectathon then. I'd be surprised if it's a collectathon but not labeled as a puzzle platformer.
And it most definitely, well, unless we know this, do we know if it's third party or not?
We
It's
don't.
not exclusive.
Do
So-
do we know that?
Yeah, we know it's not exclusive.
All right.
Yeah, it's not exclusive to one console.
I'm trying to think. Every game I can think of is a part of a franchise. That's my
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. The one and done is throwing me off. Unless. Is the.
Hmm.
Nah.
I know it's got the art style, but I think that is a stupid question because it's probably going to look one type of way. Wait,
It could be
wait.
Iron
We know
Man.
it's a platform. Oh god, my voice went weird there. We know it's a platformer. How do we know if it's a 2D or 3D platformer?
No, we don't.
No. Oh,
Oliver, is it a? I mean, it don't matter which one I ask. We'll get the answer. Is it a 3D platformer?
Out of curiosity, which one would you prefer to play?
3D.
I don't know. Oh well, yeah. No, yeah, 3D. Yeah, I've never really. Yeah, 3D.
It is not a 3D platformer.
Right, so wait, it's a 2D
2D.
platformer.
This is 2D platformer. It has to be. Yes.
like,
literally
he
has to
wouldn't
be.
have picked Gris, would he? Agree.
It could have.
Well, in no case, it's. I mean, you count neither as part of the same franchise now, so it can't be.
I don't know what Grey looks like.
It's
You
an
do,
artsy
it's got-
fartsy game.
Yeah, it's got that woman on the front cover. Is like looking down. She's crying blue.
Yeah, it's part of a franchise though.
I've got a really stray guess, but I don't
I've got
wanna
a
waste-
stray guess
I don't,
as well, but I don't know.
I don't want to waste a guess on it.
Tell me what your guess is, Lewis, because we would say to the council.
Celeste.
Celeste, yeah, that's what my
Oh.
guess is as well.
No, that's it. That's the one.
Is
I'm
it?
Oliver, is it Celeste?
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
It is Celeste, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking knew it.
It's a very good game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I fucking hate Celeste.
It's a very good game.
What's
I
that?
tried to
Played
play it
Celeste?
4 times.
And now you got to play it to the end, Alex.
I'm not good at it. Oliver, I'm not good at the game.
you gotta get
You
good at
picked
it.
the one I didn't want.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, legit. No, that's why I was telling Alex the other day that there was 2 games I was gonna pick. One that Alex would hate, and one that one other person would hate.
Right.
But it's fine. It's fine. You're gonna play it. You're gonna enjoy it. It's 'cause it's a great time.
It is really good.
I love that me and Lewis both had the brain blast moment at the exact same
Yeah, to
time.
be fair, I had Celeste on maybe like question like 3, but I didn't want to waste an early guess, so I just didn't say anything. And I couldn't figure out how to pin it down to like question wise try and pin it down to Celeste.
Is it pixel? art?
It's
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, well that probably wouldn't help. Like every indie game is like pixel art.
Oh,
Well, sorry, I'm just
Celeste.
assuming it's an indie game because it was a platform, but still, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I
I just
didn't
wanted to
help.
pick something that is definitely a banger. You know what I mean?
It's very short as well. It's only like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Not for
If
me.
you could.
Well, the good thing about Celeste is, and this is what really kind of cemented it as the one I was going to pick. It was after playing Klonoa, and I was like, "This is everything a platformer shouldn't be." So I thought, like, what is the best platformer I can actually think of mechanically, and that is Celeste.
It is very good. It's a very, very good time.
Like, if you fail at Celeste, then it is your fault, Alex.
Oh no, yeah, it's entirely a skill issue. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Wait, so
sure.
you two have played the game before?
I have.
Yes.
I've
So
attempted
all,
to play.
All 3 of you played it before. That's interesting.
Yeah, I've attempted
I
to
don't
play it.
know.
I'm not good at the game.
Yeah, Alex has attempted to play it. I beat it for the first time like 3 years ago, I think.
Interesting.
To be fair, I had the same thing as Alex. I tried playing it 2 or 3 times before I actually stuck with it, and then played it properly, and it was worth it. I don't know what it was the first couple of times. It just didn't stick or connect with me. I just felt it was a bit. I think part of me just felt like it was a bit stupid and silly because I was like, this is really sort of easy and simple, and then it stops being easy and simple, and then I'm sort of like, oh shit. And then the story starts getting really weird. It's a good time. You'll like it, Alex. I think. Maybe.
Alex.
Well, I assume you'll like it, Niall, but Alex has clearly played it multiple times and upset with it, so you'll like it. It'll be
I think
good.
it'll be a lovely Steam Deck game.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
About £16. It's above the £15 threshold.
It's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. I told you.
It's also on Game Pass, but it's also been given
I
away
think
for free
I
on
own it on
Epic.
Steam.
It's also been given away on Epic.
I do not own it on Epic. Well, I might own it on Epic. Might own it on Epic actually.
Oh, I do own it on Steam.
Bang.
Well, anyway,
Right.
Well, there we go.
So I just realised that due to the technical issues I was having earlier, the outro is not loaded up. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna.
I was gonna say.
Should we just have?
Yeah, we're all gonna stay silent and we're gonna do 15 seconds of waving.
Can we not talk at the same time?
If you can if you want to. Yeah, that's fine. So that's been it. That's been it for our Secret Santa video game book club. Join us next month for Celeste when we review that. Until next time, we shall see you later.
Bye bye.
15 seconds of awkward waving.
I do have Celeste on Epic actually.
Told you. Well,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, give this game a 1 out of 10.
I'm surprised he claimed it. It was like 6 years ago. It was free or something like that.
I hope you're waving as well.
No, I am. I'm waving in spirit.
All right.